Douglas Bickford here. Today's date's the 26th of December 2021 at 10:45 a.m. here, Klamath Falls, Oregon, which is my hometown. Okay. 14 months ago, I got out of a toxic relationship. Okay. And I got myself into that toxic relationship because I had no self-esteem. But in the last 14 months, I've learned how to attain it, to get it, okay? From a book right here, it's called The Portable Therapist, written by a doctor of psychology. Her name is Susanna McMahon, okay? She is a psychiatrist, a therapist, and a counselor. Many years of her life. She's 73. She lives in Madrid, Texas. But I'm not sure if she's still practicing or not. But anyway, in this book, I learned how to get self-esteem. Self-esteem is also self-love, self-confidence, self-worth. Okay. Now, and in this book is a very simple concept. It's called mirror therapy, right? And it comes from a psychiatrist, folks, not coming from Douglas Bickford. But it works. I know it works because I got self-esteem now on steroids because of this concept. You look at yourself in the mirror, say, I love you, say, I love my inner child, say, I'm worthy to be loved, worthy to love. Okay. You say that to yourself daily, and you will attain self-esteem because of it. Okay. And it comes, like I said, out of this book from a psychiatrist. She knows the brain, folks. Okay. Here's a picture. There's her picture. She wrote this book in 1992. It was published in 1992, so I'm not sure exactly when it was written. She wrote it for her clients, okay? And probably when they would be in a therapy session with her, she wrote this book for them, and then she gave it to them. But now you can all get it between $5 and $15. Amazon will come right to your door. This one cost me $6 because it's a used copy. Now, it got me, that's why I'm on YouTube teaching self-esteem. Because number one, it changed my life because I got in that toxic marriage like 4.5 years ago now. Because I had no self-esteem, zip. And that was because I was emotionally, sexually abused as a child, okay, by my parents. Now, come here a little bit. Oh, man. I got little cats running around here. What the heck, man? Seriously? Ah, okay. Sorry about that. I got little cats running around here. This is Ruby. She's one of my rescue kittens. Anyway, she doesn't want to be held. Okay, you gotta go. Say hi, Ruby. Hi, I'm Ruby. I got 8 cats. Anyway, so I am teaching self-esteem on YouTube because, number one, it changed my life because I got in that like I said, I got in that toxic marriage, my 4th one, because I had no self-esteem. Put an ad on Craigslist because I had no self-esteem. I married this woman after 3 weeks because I had no self-esteem. I married this woman after the first date. She told me she had a threesome with her husband of 15 years. Okay. And with no self-esteem, that's what we do to ourselves. Okay. And you're all in the same boat. Okay. There's billions of people on the planet running around with no self-esteem, and that's because nobody's teaching it. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Because I have it now on steroids, because of mirror therapy, because of Susanna McMahon, a psychiatrist. All right. Anyway, so um, uh, nobody's teaching self-esteem. I kid you not. Nowhere. It's not on television. You never hear the word. People don't talk about self-esteem. When was the last time you had anybody talk to you about self-esteem? Nobody talks about it. Nobody knows what it even is. Okay, so nobody's teaching it. That's why I'm teaching it. I learned it from her. Okay. Nobody's teaching it. Nobody's teaching how to get it. Okay, and the three things in the mirror to yourself daily without fail will give it to you. And nobody's teaching you how simple it is to attain self-esteem. And nobody's telling you how important it is. Okay, because without self-esteem, you can't love, you cannot be loved, and you also cannot be content. And that's all out of the book. Okay, from a psychiatrist, and I'm going to keep saying that because people are calling me nuts because I'm saying look at yourself in the mirror and say I love you. And for all you out there, that's a defense mechanism. Okay, because you don't like it that Douglas Bickford has the audacity to say that you don't love yourself. But the proof is you're looking in the mirror at yourself every morning, whether you're a woman putting makeup on, whether you're a man shaving or whatever you're doing in front of the mirror. You criticize yourself. 100% of the population of the planet look at themselves like me. I'm 66 today, yesterday actually. And I'm getting old. It's the way it is. But I accept myself just the way I am, even with my wrinkles, okay? Even with my imperfect state as a human being, because we are all imperfect, folks. We're all not perfect, unlike what the TV tries to show us. You know, like Rachel Maddow. Rachel Maddow's not perfect like she looks on the TV, right? She's got all kinds of imperfections. They just don't show you that stuff. Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh when that guy was alive, okay? You didn't see him much, though, because he was on the radio. He had the perfect voice, though, okay? Now, let's see. If you're a conspiracy guy, Alex Jones, okay? Or conspiracy person, David Icke, all right? These people, they look perfect. Everything's perfect. You're like Fox News, right? With Sean Hannity. The background's perfect. He's perfect. Everybody's perfect. Everything you see on TV is perfect. Okay. And that's why they created the TV. But we're not perfect, folks. There's not a perfect human being. Okay. And but you have to accept that we're not perfect. But they don't want us to accept that we're not perfect. They want us to live in the illusion of television. Okay. TV's an illusion. Turn it off, folks. Okay. Anyway, so nobody's telling you any of those things. Nobody's teaching it. Nobody's telling you how to get it, and nobody's telling you how simple it is. I don't care. You can go to Facebook, right? They got all these self-esteem groups. I'm in them all. Okay. Nobody tells you how to get it. Douglas Bickford, here in Klamath Falls, Oregon, the absolute only one on the internet, telling you how to get self-esteem and tell you how simple it is, and also telling you how important it is. Think about it, folks. You can't love without it. You can't be loved without it. And you cannot be content without it. All out of the book, and I'll say it again from a psychiatrist. So I told you just how to get it. Okay, that's how I get it. But here's what people do to try to be content. To the tune of billions of people. Because I believe there's billions of people on the planet running around with no self-esteem because they don't know what an inner child is. Okay. You absolutely have to say, I love you to your inner child. This inner child is a little kid inside of you. And it's a secret that we even have it. Okay. Nobody knows we have an inner child. Because nobody's teaching it, but I'm teaching it. And the thing about the inner child is you mature emotionally, excuse me, but your inner child never does, okay? It stays stuck at the 2-year-old level. So you got a little screaming 2-year-old inside of you, screaming for your attention all the time. And like I said, if you don't know we have an inner child, you can't attain self-esteem without saying I love you to your inner child and saying I acknowledge you exist and say I'm going to nurture and take care of you. That's the bottom line. I don't know why it is that way. That's the way it is. And this all comes again from a psychiatrist, okay? Excuse me. Anyway, the 3 things in the mirror, that's why you have to say, I love my inner child, a second thing, okay, in the mirror to yourself. I love Douglas Bickford, I love my inner child, I'm worthy to be loved, worthy to love. 10 seconds out of your life, folks, even less than 10 seconds will change your life. But you've got to say it daily, I kid you not. And this is all I've said again from her, okay. I just didn't come up with this stuff, and it works, okay. So what people do, and sorry, I got to say all this stuff in these videos because, and I go off on, I lose my concentration. Anyway, but people, so you got to forgive me for that. I'm human, I make mistakes. That's why I'm doing this video live on YouTube. Because we are all imperfect, folks, and we all make mistakes. Okay? And I made many in my life. Okay? But not no more. I choose to love Douglas Bickford because it is a choice. Okay? And anyway, so to be content, here's what people use. You use them. Drugs, alcohol, sex, TV, religion, food. You use another person. You use money, and you use material possessions. 9 things, right? And it doesn't matter what drug it is. And you can include caffeine and nicotine in the drug. Okay. Caffeine is a very addictive substance, and so is nicotine. Okay. But people use caffeine. It doesn't matter where you get it. Your favorite cup of coffee, folks, from Starbucks. If it's not decaffeinated, it has a stimulant in it. Caffeine is a stimulant. That's what it's classified as. Nicotine is classified as like an opiate. It calms you down. And caffeine speeds you up like speed, like methamphetamines. Just not quite on the powerful level like speed or methamphetamines or Adderall now. People are taking Adderall like crazy, okay, because it speeds them up. Young people are doing this stuff. Anyway, marijuana is a big one because now that it's illegal, everybody's smoking pot. And the thing is about all the drugs, it doesn't matter which one, heroin, cocaine, any of them, okay, even caffeine. You snort it, inhale it, smoke it, whatever you do with a drug, drink it to make yourself feel better. And it's always temporary, okay? It only lasts so long. And then you have to do more to feel good, okay? That's why you drink coffee all day long. It's legal, right? Stop at Starbucks or whatever coffee shop, a local coffee drive through, and you pick up a cup of coffee on the way to work or on the way home or in the middle of the day, whatever. You drink coffee all day long because it's stimulant. You try to make yourself feel better all day, okay? Alcohol, same thing. Beer, wine, doesn't matter where the alcohol comes from. Same thing, you drink it, get the warm, fuzzy feeling, goes away, you drink more, all right, to get the warm, fuzzy feeling. Never permanent. Sex, same thing. Have sex, goes away. You got to have more sex to feel good. And while you're doing it, you feel good. Television, same thing. You turn the TV on, the boob tube, folks. It makes you feel good while you're on it, on the television. And it never is permanent. So you walk away from it turn it off, go to bed or whatever you do. You don't feel good anymore, so you can sit there and watch TV for hours because it makes you feel good while you're doing it. Food, same thing. You eat, you get full. Later on, you get hungry again, you eat again to get content. While you're eating it, you're content. And then a lot of people overeat, okay, trying to keep the good feeling going on, even though they're full. So then they get overweight, obese and all that stuff. And there's a lot of people doing it, man. You eat to make yourself feel better, okay, but it's always temporary. Religion, same thing. You go to church, you give them the money, you hang out with all those people that believe like you, and then you're all good when you're there, and it feels good to be around all those people. I've done all this stuff too, okay? And then you go home, and it's not the same, you don't feel good anymore after you leave. It doesn't matter which one, Buddhist, Muslim, Jehovah's Witness, Mormon, Christian, Baptist, Episcopalian, Catholic. I can just go on and on about all these different religions, right? And they're all the same thing, right? It's only temporary. While you're there, you feel good, okay? The potluck and all that. But then you leave, and then you don't feel good anymore, so you go back to feel good again. It's temporary. Relationships. You get in a relationship, it doesn't matter, man or woman, whatever. And at first, you know how it is. You all been there. Woo, feels good. Feel good to be around that person, okay? And then, you move in, you marry them, you don't marry them. You hang out long enough, and then you start to realize they're not perfect, and the newness wears off, and then all of a sudden now you're fighting with these people. And you would never have thought when you first got in that it would ever turn out like that, okay? Never dreamed it. But then it happens. That's why you've been in and out of relationships your whole life. Or you stay married in a bad relationship because you don't want to be a failure and don't want to get out of it. Even though you guys fight and argue and you go down the road and you apologize to each other, and then it all starts all over again. Because you're trying to make each other to be content. Each person is trying to make the other person, make them happy. And without self-esteem, you can't make a relationship work. It'll be unhealthy without self-esteem. Because you can't love or be loved without it, right? So it never works without self-esteem. Because you're not content. You're trying to use that other person to make you content. Material possessions, same thing. Buy something new, buy something used, but whatever. Doesn't matter. A new car, a used car is something new. Okay, and when you get it, it's new to you and it makes you feel good. You all know it, the feeling. Oh, wow, I got a new car, or I got another car. Check it out, man. And you feel good driving it and all that stuff. And it always wears off. Doesn't make you content. All right? Makes you happy momentarily. Okay? Money, same thing. You get a bunch of money. Right? You get this money, and then you spend it, you save it, whatever you do with it, you pay the rent, whatever you got going on. And you don't feel good after it's gone, okay? Or even if it's in the bank and a bunch of money's in the bank. And it's only temporary, right? And it never makes you content. Because content is permanent feeling of, it's internal peace is what it is. That's what content means. It means you're happy where you are, how you look, what you have, okay? Like me, I accept myself at 66, just the way I am. And I'm content now. I have contentness. I'm content because I have self-esteem. And the 3 things in the mirror got it for me. Anyway, those are the 9 things, folks. And you've all used them. I used them. But you don't have to use them anymore. Okay. because they will never, ever give you they'll never make you content because they don't give you self-esteem. And they don't. Never. They never will. The only thing that will give you self-love, self-esteem, self-worth, and make you content is that three things to yourself in the mirror daily without fail. And then get this book. Many more concepts in this book that will make you healthy-minded. But the first thing it teaches you is to make you healthy-minded is to teaches you self-esteem and how to get it. That's why she said, look in the mirror and say, I love you. Okay. And I love my inner child. I'm worthy to be loved and worthy to love. It all comes from her. That's where all my wisdom is coming from. Okay. And it works because I'm a witness of it. Now here's the deal about mirror therapy. You cannot lie to yourself in the mirror. That's a psychic phenomenon that happens. You can't. You can't look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, because you don't love yourself. Because you can't lie to yourself in the mirror. So that's why you can't say I love you in the mirror, and you call me crazy for even telling you that. Okay, and that's a defense mechanism. But the proof is you don't love yourself is you can't say that to yourself in the mirror, and you'll call me nuts for telling you, or call me names or whatever, or turn me off because I said that to you. The proof is that you don't love yourself is you'll criticize yourself in front of the mirror. And I believe 100% of the people, when they get in front of the mirror, they see their wrinkles, or they see, their imperfections in their face, and say, terrible things about themselves. But you are what you say you are. The only reason you can criticize yourself so easily in front of the mirror because you're not lying to yourself. Because that's what you believe about yourself. And the only reason you can't say I love you in the mirror is because you can't lie to yourself in the mirror. Because you don't love yourself. That's why you can't say I love you in the mirror. And then you attack me because I told you. The audacity to tell you you don't love yourself. That you don't love yourself. Anyway, so that's why mirror therapy is so powerful, and that's why she said do it in front of the mirror. Okay? Anyway, I am going through this book one chapter at a time, and here is that next chapter. Now, I've been through the change also, and I can be your mentor, okay? Because you'll need somebody to encourage you along the way. My phone number, 458-232-5238. I don't want nothing out of you. I'm the absolute only one on the internet not wanting something from you, okay? Usually it's your dinero, okay? Anyway, here is the next chapter, which is, what is social interest? Social interest is a concept. This is one of those other concepts in this book that you need. That's why you need to get the book, folks. In a link, very cheap, between $5 and $15. And the description of all my videos. Social interest is a concept developed by Alfred Adler, which basically means the ways in which we relate with others. It follows after self-esteem, which is our relationship with ourselves. Social interest flows from self-esteem in a natural manner because it is a human need to relate with others and to have relationships. This section of this book deliberately follows the previous sections which deal with developing self-esteem. And those three things in the mirror to yourself will give you self-esteem, folks, on steroids like it did to me. This order, now this is very important stuff. This order is necessary because it is critical, first, to learn self-esteem And then focus on the relationship issues. Because you can't love without self-esteem, and you can't be loved without self-esteem. Okay? The Western model, and she talks about this being trained, okay, and every chapter talks about how we've been trained, and I call it brainwashing, she calls it training. The Western model does not teach us to love ourselves first, but jumps right into loving others. We cannot love someone else if we do not know how to love ourselves. Did you just hear what I just said? I'm going to repeat it. We cannot love someone else if we do not know how to love ourselves. And we cannot accept love from others if we do not realize that we are worthy of being loved. And now this is coming from a psychiatrist, folks. This is not coming from Douglas Bickford. Once we love ourselves and we recognize our worthiness to be loved, it is natural to practice social interest. Okay? Think how important it is to have self-esteem. Okay? That's why you have to say, I'm worthy to be loved and worthy to love, and to yourself in the mirror, folks. We accept, we support, we encourage, we forgive, we suspend judgments, and we let go when necessary. We cannot do any of these things with others until we can do them easily with ourselves. In order to have social interest, healthy relationships with others, we must first have taken care of our own needs. And I got a bunch of sirens going on outside. I don't know what's going on out there. Sounds like fire trucks. Hopefully not somebody's house burning down. In order to have social interest, healthy relationships with others, we must first have taken care of our own needs. Good relationships, clean relationships cannot be comprised of needs and illusions and expectations. And you know where you get all that illusion and expectations from? That TV, folks. Turn it off. Okay. Social interest is not about getting our own needs met through others, nor is it about dependency and control issues. Social interest is about being interested and accepting of where others are and being encouraging to others. It means caring, sharing, supporting, and understanding other people as they are and not interfering or trying to change them. Being involved with others is one of our greatest challenges. Relationships are also one of our greatest joys. Most of us would not choose to learn self-esteem and then become a hermit. Our preference is to have self-esteem and to live with others. This often can seem like a huge task because we must learn the answers to the following questions. When do we take care of ourselves? And when do we take care of others? How do we give ourselves without becoming depleted? What does a healthy relationship look like? When do we stick it out and when do we leave? How can we practice self-esteem when those around us have chosen not to, are not aware of what this means? Hopefully the answers to these difficult questions will be found in the following pages. And that is chapter 66. What is a good relationship? Well, that'll be tomorrow. So you gotta tune in tomorrow, folks. I'll have another live video tomorrow. I don't know what time. It'll be in the morning sometime. But you all have a great day out there. Remember to look yourself in the mirror, say, I love you, say, I love my inner child, say, I'm worthy to be loved, and I can be your mentor. One more time, my phone number, 458-232-5238. Call me anytime, day or night. You'll need somebody to encourage you along the way, especially when you start saying those 3 things to yourself in the mirror, because nobody's going to want to hear it. None of your family, your boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband. But it will change your life, guaranteed, if you do it. And then, like I said, get this book in a link, video description, very cheap. You can afford it. 458-232 is my phone number. 458-232-5238. Anyway, you all have a great day out there. And I'll have the next chapter for you tomorrow.